the first part is for me to explain to you the group project, and second part is followed with the lab activity. Okay, so from this week, I will spend about half an hour to see the progress of the project for you and for me to discuss
All right.
Alright.
anything relating to the group project. Okay, before we proceed with the class activity. Okay, I already shared to you the group project document. The first document is the instruction. Okay, and second is the proposal project format, and the third one is the report format. Okay, so this project will carry 20% of the total cost evaluation marks. So it is a large numbers of your evaluation. So please be considered to do it well, okay, in your project. Please select the group member, and please for each members of the group do participate, okay, and contributes to the project. Okay. So this is the three documents. The project proposal you need to submit. The first one is the project proposal. The second one is a project report, and finally the project video. So these two items will be submitted together in week 11. Okay. And then during week 4, 14 April, you need to submit the project proposal. It is about 2 weeks from now to for you to complete the proposal. Okay, the task to do the project, you need to form a group of 5 or 4 students in each group. Okay, so find the group member and then form the group. Okay, and second task is for you to choose an organization as a real world model example. Okay, and for this activity, you need to find any organization, not too large, not too small scale, small to medium scale organization is enough for this activity. For example, if you go to the hospital, maybe you can you you may face difficulty to penetrate to their staff. Okay, the big libraries, the big university, and so on. So please find a smaller scale organization for you to do the case study. Okay, you may go to the bookshop, grocery shops, what else, the club, okay, sports club, the uniform based club, any organization that have their own data, and they handle their own data. So the data is actually relating to their business activity, business operation. Business
Oh,
here is
know what
does
Pak
not
Saidi.
Uh-uh.
necessarily buying or
Oh,
selling
yeah.
activity. So the business activity may be anything. For example, if it is a sports club, so the data they handle is, for example, the members, the player, the coach, the what, the activities, the training, the games tournament, something like that. If it is a grocery shop, the data keep is the stocks, the inventory, their customer, their vendor, supplier. Okay, and the things is like this. Okay, and then after you identify the specific organization, you need to apply a letter of permission. So the link is given from the faculty. It may take 3 days to 1 week to complete this one. So please apply it as soon as possible. Okay, and then we proceed. After you identify the organization, then you need to know their business operation, their business workflow, and the data flow. How do you know? So you need to perform the interview. The the session of interview. So you need to ask them what kind of business they doing, are their entities related, who are their customer, who are their clients, who are their supplier if it is necessary. And then for the 2.4, okay, 2.4, you need to identify their current process of data handling or data management. Data handling. This means that you need to ask them at present, how do they manage their data? Are they using the logbook? Are they using the Excel spreadsheet? Or are they using Access or any computerized or software, okay, to handle the database, their data. Okay, so if you can find, it is easier that if you can find the company, the organization, which is still handle their data using manual process. Manual means they still use the logbook, ledger book, they write in the whiteboard, for example, something. So it is easier for you to transform from this manual to the computer-based system. Okay, so this is the activity, and then get the organization signature, official stamp to certify your presence there. This is mean that actually any proof that shows that you are doing some communication with them is okay. I can receive, for example, the emails, the WhatsApp, the Telegram, or any messages, because now is still doing things online. If you are unable to interview face to face, then this kind of platform can be used. And so please provide the proof. Okay. All right. So the activity is actually for the project is for you to develop a database system. Okay, to develop a system that contains a database. Okay. Maksudnya, for example, if you are selecting the football club, for example, football sports club for small scale club, your village or your residence, in your residence club. Okay, so you can develop a system for them. Okay, that the main purpose is to manage their database. Okay, then after identify the things in item 2, then please write a project proposal that contains a project background, the problem statement, objective, scope, expected outcome, significant, and also the Gantt chart. So for this purpose, you need to use the provided project proposal. Give it a name for your project and list down all the group members name. Okay, and then table of content, and please fill in. So it takes about 6 to 10 pages, okay, of the project proposal. So there is a guideline for you to fill in the to prepare the project proposal. Okay, and then the rest I will explain in the following week. Okay, so this is the activity. Okay, so for time being, for this week and next week, I will go through. This week, I'll give you brief instruction on the project, and next week, I may see the findings, your findings, which is what company you select, what organization you select, and how, if you already draft out your proposal, so next week maybe I can you can share and I can evaluate the proposal before the submission on the following week. Okay, so you have about 2 weeks to complete the proposal. Okay, so any question on this part?
Madam,
Yeah.
are we need to join the group again? Because I saw that in author the groups are gone already. I cannot see the group members.
Yes, you need to add your group members in the author.
So is this mixed with section 1 and section 2 or
Yes, can mix. You
okay.
can mix the gender, mix the section, mix the race, and this thing. Okay, I allow that one.
So it's I haven't started yet, right? To join the group.
Yes.
Banyak soalan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Marah okay.
Backend lah. Lab tadi kena buat dapat
Any
install
question on
lah.
this part?
Apa? Lab mana?
If your
Development
parents,
lah.
for example, or if your siblings have a
Lab
No.
buat tadi.
shop or
Kena buat
any
kan?
or
Oh, mu tak ada tadi.
handles the
Ada
some
masa.
Oh, ada ada.
organization small
Second round
scale,
tu aku
and then you
nego.
just can ask help from them
Lepas ni aku ya.
to do this
Yes. Easy.
activity. Okay.
Apa?
Easy tak?
But
Easy
do
ya.
not
Easy as fuck.
mention that this is your family
Kena
business
install
and
dah.
so on. Do
Install
not mention. So make it
Yes.
professional.
Apache je.
Betul.
Yes.
Oh, Ijak. Ijak
Pasal
kelam.
Can you please speak louder?
pasal community data tu,
Uh-huh.
dia tak kisahlah data dari segi barang ke atau customer
Yeah.
community data tu.
We just want to simulate. We just want you to have an experience. Go out to the industry. Industry means any organization, and then go there and find out how how do they manage their data. So the data maybe for example, if the company you select is selling selling what? Selling fish, for example, for fish traders, and what are the entities related? So it must be the seller, it must be the client itself, and then do they have the vendor? Do they have driver for delivery purposes? If do they have this kind? So you need to investigate and
Lebih kurang SAD ya.
make it this as a proposal.
Cuma SAD kena buat sistem ni, kena buat
Okay,
database.
well,
Tu je lah.
So again, I repeat, it is not necessarily the business is selling and buying. It is if it is services, a kind of services. Yes, also you can select it. Okay? If you are unsure, so you can contact me. Okay, so I can check whether it is okay or not. Right? Any more question? On the project. So the project. I believe that previously you already do this kind of project development. You can use the same. You can use the same information, but again, in this activity, we are stressing out the database itself. Okay, so at the end of the project, you need to come out, you need to program software. You need, for example, is like a login, you have a login and then display the data and then update the data, delete, insert, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the activity. Previously, during SAD class or OO class or any class, if you have already the similar function, the similar proposed system, you can reuse it. But the in this project, the item we focus is in the database itself. Okay, so I allow you to reuse the previous project, but I believe that you need some modification, especially on this part. Okay, if there is no
Aku ada.
question, then I shall proceed
Yep,
with
kau kena
our
buat
lab.
sistem patut pakai ni lah. Database MySQL.
So
Lepas tu
you
satu
can
lagi
check
pakai Oracle.
the lab number 2. Okay, so this is the document today.
So
Okay,
yang ni
this is
macam
the
okey
second
lah. Kau
lab.
just kena buat
The
database.
objective of this lab is for you to
Ni
learn
hasil-hasil.
how to create the table using the command line. Okay, using the command line, that is a SQL. Then we exercise on the alter tables and also insert data into the tables. Okay, so this is the objective and the activities related to this today activity, today's session. Okay, so before I proceed, okay, wait.
Faris Kelang mana? Faris Kelang. Dah masuk ah. Tu ah. Belum ada duit. Belum. Apa duit apa? BKN eh?
Okay, sorry. Right. Okay. Since the activity is
Wow.
to create the table, create, alter, and insert data into our
Orang
created
kaya pakai
table.
debit.
So I need to explain to you before we go into it. I need to explain you about the database table and also the items itself. Okay. Because still we
Auto
did not
debit.
learn, I did not teach you during the
Orang
class.
kaya bro.
So I start a brief introduction during this lab.
Oh, betul.
Okay.
Kita ajar lagi.
Do you remember last week I introduced you the types of database model. Okay, the first database, the manual database, the computerized database, and then we have a first, second, third generation. You remember that the first generation is file based, and then we have a network model, hierarchical model. Okay, and followed by the second generation, we have relational database, object oriented, and so on. Okay, and the mix between the relational and also the object oriented. So basically in this course, okay, we stress out the relational database most. Okay, but still object oriented database will be introduced in a little bit. Okay, so a relational database is under the second generation, but still until now it is used with some alteration and modification tailored with the database technology itself. Okay, so the relational database is actually a collection of data items with predefined relationship between them. So that is why it is named as a relationship, relational relationship. Okay, and we have also relation. Okay, and this is organized, okay, as a set of tables with columns and rows. Okay, so this is the presentation of one relation. Okay, the table is actually a relation. Table name, the table name is actually a relation, a name of the relation. Okay, and then why do they do like this? Because under one, this is database. Remember that last week we create a database. Okay, in one database, we may have multiple tables. Okay, multiple tables. So all of these tables, if it is created under one database, it doesn't have any meaning unless they are connected to each other. Connected to each other. So the connection here is a relationship. Okay, so that is why this kind of database is known as a relational database, because usually we must interrelate the tables created under one database. We do not have this kind of relationship. Kita tak buat macam ni. Okay, so this is usually not allowed. Because database must have interrelated tables. Okay, with the relationship is identified between the tables. So how it is connected to each other is based on the business operation itself. Okay, when I said the business operation, it is not a buying selling activity tau. So business operation is actually apakah aktiviti perniagaan. So what are the activities of that business? Business here means any relation, any activities. Okay, for example, in the university, the business operation is education. In the welfare organization, the business activity is doing the charity and so on. Okay, so this is what we mean by the business operation. Okay, I will go back to the relational database. These items, okay, this item are organized as a set of tables. Nampak ni? So this is a set of tables. Ada set of table. So when it is set of table, because it is a relational database, it must contain a set of tables with columns and row. With column, this is column, and rows, this is row. Okay, the row. Okay, here is a column. This is a standard standard two-dimensional table. Mesti ada column, ada rows kan. So this table are used to hold information about the objects or entities. Under the relational database, we call this one as an entity. Okay, entity. Okay, so the table, relation, or entity. Entity. Semua entity lah. The book is entity, person is entity, employee is an entity, lecturer is an entity, what? Building is entity, the book, the files, the bags, the computer, the lab, the what? Anything is an entity as long as they have the features or attributes that is related to this entity. So looking at this table, the example you can see here. Sorry. Okay, so this the example here. How can you name this table relation? This is customer, first name, last name, and birth date. So I can guess that this is a the table name is a customer table. So, and other way around, I can write down the schema for table can be written like this. Customer as a table name, and then put it all the attributes in it. Customer ID, and then first name. I shorten the attributes name, the last name, and also the birth date. So this is the presentation of the schema table. This is how the tables is represented in two-dimensional. This is how the schema table is written. Okay, and then later on we have the ERD and so on to show the relationship of this. Okay, so again I repeat, this is table name. The column represent the attribute. What is attribute? Attribute is a characteristic of features of the entity. What is the attribute for the customer? Customer ID, the first name, the last name, the birth date. What is your attribute as a student? Student ID, student name, the age, faculty, okay, the program, okay, your address, your parents. So that is the student entity attributes. Okay, so this is the attributes, features, attributes. Okay, and this is shown by the column. Okay, and then on the other hand, we have a row. So row also known as a tuple in relational database. Row is a tuple. For the whole row, yeah, this is one set or one record, also known as a record. Okay, and the value inside it is a data value. Okay, the data value. And one
Yo, yo.
more important thing
Kita
is
tengok
a
live apa.
primary key.
Apa?
Primary
Kita tengok
key
live
is
apa, tak
a
nampak tak?
unique
Ngai mo.
key or unique attribute that
Nampak?
can identify the
Aku mute.
customer.
Okay, doktor.
Okay, can identify the table. For example, what is unique key for the
Ni
student?
tak ada apa.
It
Mau
must
tak
be
tak
student
Itu begini dok.
ID. What
Ini
is a
tak buka
unique
apa
key
configure
for
tak ada
the
apa. Pakai. Mau
Oh,
just
ni,
baca.
for the what?
oh, ni kan
For
mana?
the lecturer, it
allow.
must be staff
Allow.
ID. What is a unique key for the book? That is
Mau tekan
sell
start
by
baca.
the in that sells in
Ni.
the bookshop. It must be
Start tu.
the book ID or somehow represented by
Tu
the
je lah kita
barcode.
guna apa ni.
Okay,
Lepas tu
barcode representing the
siap
code,
lah.
the unique code
Kira
for the
mau tinggal
each item
dekat VSC pula.
in the bookshop, for
Ke
example.
bahagian
So
exam ni
this
settle dah.
is
Mau
how it
VSC
is
pula.
used. Okay, and
Ni lah.
how it is
Ah.
represented. So
Exam ni tak ada
this
apa.
is
Ni sebab
one
kan VSC
relational database.
Dashboard ni tak ada submit.
The items,
Ni
the
tunggu
features,
nanti mu
and
nak
how
run.
it is
But
represented.
ni mu tak ada
This is
file
the
VSC lagi,
way
mu tak
they
boleh run
are
lagi.
Okay,
set.
yang ni.
Okay?
Buka VSC.
Right. Database schema. Previously, this is database table. So this is how it is written.
Mu install
Database
VSC lah.
table.
Mu download VSC.
Schema table. And this is a database schema. So it is a logical container for data structures. Data structure. Struktur data untuk database tersebut. Okay. It will contain the objects, table, and also the index. And this schema can be created and manipulated with the SQL. Also, they can have password, they can contain data, and then they can be replicated. Replicated kat sini maksudnya this is for the case data distribution. For example, for the banking bank, so we have the HQ and then we have branch, right? So many bank branch. Okay, so actually you are here now. Okay, you open a new account. You open new bank account. But after you go for study, then you will move
Malah
here
tak sini.
in Parit Raja. Then you want to do some transaction in your account here. So are they duplicating the data? It's actually they distribute the data. They access. Okay, whenever you open the account, the account is stored in the HQ, and the other duplicates is stored in the branch. Then whenever you go to other branch, then the account is actually duplicates in each branch you go. Okay. And then, but the activities like the transaction, like updating, inserting, and so on, all whenever you do some, for example, you draw the money here, then all the data is updated. All the data is updated. Okay, bukan dekat sini saja. So semuanya akan diupdate. So actually, it duplicates for certain time,
Ni
and then
aku
finally they
tak ada
can
apa aku mark dan
cascade to
ni macam
all
pilih tema ya.
copies they have. Bukannya
Mengtekan
semata di sini
new
sahaja.
file.
Okay.
Text
Okay,
file.
so this is the presentation of a
Lepas tu select
database
language
schema.
tu,
They
kamu
have the tables and also
tulis
indexes.
HTML.
Okay, to make the database is managed
Terang
properly
boleh
inside
kerok.
it.
Aku tak
Okay,
ingat
so
sini.
this is the
Select language
user.
tu,
So
ambil HTML.
during our lab
Bawah.
activity throughout this semester, we will use the
ada bawah.
HR,
Tu HTML atas.
human resource.
Atas lagi. HTML.
Okay, human
ni.
resource database.
Lepas tu mu
Okay.
tulis code ya.
This is the
Code ya ada dalam
example,
tu.
and also we will use their
Dalam Word.
data, okay, to
Dalam Word
perform
VSC.
our activity. Okay, so this is the HR schema. Dia sebut schema tu macam struktur lah. It's like a structure, it's like an architecture and so on. Actually apa gambar ni sebenarnya? So, dengan kata lain, actually this is a entity relationship
Relation.
diagram. Kita belum belajar ni
ingat.
lagi, tapi dah
Entity related diagram.
sedikit saya perkenalkan dahululah. So ER
Baik,
diagram.
Bapak
So remember,
apa
now
Dimensional,
we are dealing with the relational type of
Aku tak ingat.
database. Kan, relational type of database. Okay, kena ingat relational database. All the table is represented
Dia auto
using
buat kau
the
ni tutup kan.
tables
Aku
which
coding.
contain
Patut.
Kalau
column
tulis
and
dekat notepad
also
kena main nama.
row. Ni table. And table also is known as a relation. Then, so this is the entity relationship diagram. So it keep all the description of the tables that reside under one database.
Banyak
HR is the name of the database in this case. This is database. And the rest, this is a table. And table for who? Table is for entity. Table is
Ni
for
simple lagi. Lepas tu
entity.
masuk many
Can
ke
you see
many.
the arrow
Many to
here?
one tu aku.
What does it mean?
Apa dah tu?
So the arrow here shows the relationship.
Relation. Many to one.
Relation. So can you see all of the tables is connected. Tak ada yang terpisah kan? Tak ada satu pun yang terpisah. All is
Dia auto. Lepas tu. Siap kan?
Lepas tu
this is the rule to
file.
create the ER diagram.
File.
Whenever
Save as.
one of the data table will be eliminated. Will
Bagi dekat
not
for
connected
the
to
Zemo.
other table. So all must be connected because this is a relationship. They must be a relationship. They must be in a relation
Buat new
if
folder.
they want to be inside a particular database. Okay, so this is
rename
how
nama ke apa.
we
Nama
define the
project
ERD.
nama
Other
web
representation
Ni
of
macam nama project mu ah.
relationship schema.
Tak kisah apa ni.
Relationship schema. Okay.
Any
questions so far? Are you with me?
Rename dulu. Tengok. Tak apa-apa
Yes,
boleh.
betul.
boleh.
Yes, 2 orang je. Boleh lah. Okay, database table. Again, a table describes an entity, okay, which is something of
Dah buat musik
significance
balik
about
lalu
which
payah buka.
information must be recorded. Maksudnya entity ni
Tidak
menyimpan maklumat yang diperlukan untuk business for their business operation.
Ni project
Entity
rename.
ni kalau
Baru
dalam
kena tak
object
tadi
oriented
ni.
is an
Rename
object.
letak hello
If
world.
it is under OODB. Okay, so a table
Tak payah space,
definition will include a table name
Nak space pun
and a
boleh tapi
set
nanti
of
doktor tunggu.
column of attribute.
Lepas
So
tu
ni tadi pun tak ada
buka
table
Zem tadi
name.
balik.
Table name. Okay,
Ada
customer.
buka dah. Mentekan dekat admin.
And they have the
admin.
attributes. Here we have 4
Apache ni.
attributes.
Admin. admin.
for attributes. And
Dashboard tu
for
mengganti nama folder mu tadi project tu.
records or tuples. Okay.
Sekejap. Dashboard
Each
mana?
column
dekat
have a
URL.
column name, must have a
Ni
column name, a
okay.
data type,
Ganti
and a
nama
width
folder mu.
when you
Hello
create
ada.
a table. Width
Hello world. Project
is
tak.
used to set how many
Okay.
characters you can set for
Lepas tu baru
each
nama file mu.
attribute. Okay.
Lepas
For
slash.
example, employee ID
Hello
is
world.
set to
HTML.
have integer
Huruf besar,
type
besar.
with 6
Hello
character.
world.
Okay, or
Apa?
6 integer. Indicate that only 6 number can
Okay.
be
Yep.
6 digits
Ni lah
can
doktor nak
be
tengok.
accepted
Dia mu
for
boleh run
this
Zem.
column.
Lepas tu mu boleh VSC connect dengan
After
Zem.
table
Dah
is
settle tu.
created,
Tu je.
then we can
Lepas tu kerja hari ni kena
update,
submit mana ni?
add, delete,
Sepatutnya mu kena
query
pergi
and so
Zen kau
on
doktor
using
tadi.
the SQL. So this is
Talking dengan
what
mu
we
tu
can
dah.
do it.
Pak tak
Betul.
Okay,
tak semua
start
kat
from
reason
this week and
Tak
the
semua. Lepas tu
following
doktor
week.
suruh
Okay. For
screenshot
the first
tadi
2
aku
weeks,
suruh.
last week and this week,
screenshot ni,
we are
okay.
focusing on database
Betul.
creation,
Print screen.
and then we create the tables,
Print
and
screen.
then
Control.
insert the tables. Sorry,
Okay.
insert the records in the table. And then
Kata
after that, we will do the
Ah.
query. Query means
Okay.
we retrieve back what have been saved in the table of database. And then a row is a
Hello?
collection of column
Ya.
information correspond to a record in
Oh,
a
buka dia
table.
aku tak
So
meh.
this is the
Apa pula
record.
ni?
For example, in
Aduh,
this
gila
example
meh
we
aku.
have
Masa
4
satu tu kau?
records of
Kalau aku masuk
customer.
J,
Okay, today we only have
aku
4
sebelum aku masuk J
customers.
aku lalu
for
saya
example.
pergi cari katok lalu.
Buat
Sebelum
apa
aku masuk J.
Okay.
Dah takut masuk J sebab tu tuduh menuduh ni bahaya ni mahkamah. Takut nak duduk mahkamah.
Given
Given
the
letter
HR table
Sebab mula
description,
contohnya
so you are
startingnya,
required to create
tapi aku yang benda tu perkara betul tu sebab aku sebab tak ada saksi. Aku hanya berdua orang tapi dengan dia saja.
and then you need
Dia
to
tu
create
dia tu
the
kecil
tables
takut disap
using
aku
this
adik dengan kakak dia tu.
exactly
Takut benda
using
lain.
the
Takut ipah handle lain.
So
Sebab
how to
hari
do
tu
that?
pun sebab aku kecek mari
Okay.
lepas pun dia kata dia pun
Open
minta
your
maaf sebab
Zap
dia tak faham.
and then activate
Lah kali
the
ya tak faham
software.
dia pun tak
Okay,
dengar
you run
tu dia
the
minta okey
PHP
very
my
gitu tak
admin,
dengar dia maaf.
click on the SQL and then follow
Pada pagi
the
tadi tu
instruction.
aku pernah dengar tu aku takut kes boleh ni kes boleh ke mahkamah. Aku pergi lah waktu tu dia menuduh.
Ya bak mu juga main dengan orang luar kot
Okay, you can now activate your XAMPP
Tih aku. Tak habis.
Boleh tutup ni.
Okay.
Tapi
then go for
lecturer
your-
database tengah guna Zem kot
Wah, shit.
Pakai Zem lah kot
Cousin lah kat sign ni.
Entah
Salah.
aku pun aku tak dengar sangat tadi
Nampak Google Meet luar.
Alright.
Oh,
So this, remember, I do hope all your software is run well. Okay, no technical errors and so on. Okay, and look that this is repeating the last week activity, creating a
Serius.
database. So how to do that? You need to remember actually the SQL. Create database if not exist HR. Okay. So you go to the SQL. Okay. And then you can copy this part. Create database if not exist HR. HR is the name
Bajunya
of
doktor sabar
this
doktor.
database.
Doktor.
Okay, you can see that on my left side there is no HR database yet.
Membuka
Okay, so
MySQL
hope
ni.
it is okay.
Atau
Create,
pergi
yeah,
dekat
success.
SQL
New, can you see?
apa dah
New
adik ni
database
dia
is
database
created.
SQL status user account tu mesti dekat
Can you follow
SQL.
me?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So after this, alright, the HR database is
Ada dia
created.
duduk
Sekejap buka Zen tu ke?
Alright,
buka Zem.
Buka
Lepas tu
Zen.
right
actually, you can do
Right.
it. You can create the
SQL.
table database using
okay.
this
Admin.
wizard.
Admin.
But please,
Okay.
for
SQL.
this course database, please use using
Sekejap berapa error?
the SQL. Please use the SQL.
SQL.
Because it has something to do with your examination. During examination, you are required to write
Rubik.
the
Tak
SQL
Rubik dia punya
statement. If you are
PH,
using the wizard,
PH my
then you
Aku
may
suka mau kena
forgot
run Apache
the
kot. Mau run
syntax
kat Apache.
for the
Tak.
SQL.
Aku
So this
suka kena
is
run sebab
for you to
Right.
make familiar with
Apache
your
tu.
SQL statement. Okay.
Boleh lah.
And then
Lepas tu
SQL.
MySQL.
creating the table. Do you
SQL dia kan
remember
tempat ada tulis kod
previously we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7
Ada tepi tu
tables.
MySQL.
You need to
Lepas tu ada table new baru ke tu.
create under the HR
bawah.
database. So this is the activity. The
Kemudian
first
SQL
one
atas tu.
is given for you. You
Lepas tu
copy.
ada tempat tulis kod
Pardon my
Betul.
daughter. Right.
Ada.
So use
Mau
HR, create table departments. Okay.
dekat
Department ID. Okay.
buku nota
So
ya ada coding
I
tu
go
dah ada
back
nota ya.
and check
Ya.
with this one. Okay. This is here. Departments. Kan? Nampak tak ni? Departments. Okay. Nama kena exactly the same.
Create
So
database
you
if
need
not
it
exist
to
HR
write
underscore.
correctly, to spell
Underscore
out
lah,
correctly.
titik tindih.
Departments ada S di
If.
situ, and then there are 4 attributes. Okay, 4 attributes, that is
Is
department ID,
titik
same,
bertitik.
and then department name, manager ID, and also location ID. Okay,
Cuba
so there is 4. Okay, 4
Oh, ni dekat new kau bawah BIT tu muat ni.
attributes here.
Bawah BIT.
Again,
Bawah BIT
I
lah.
want to
BIT tu database
explain to
lain.
you,
Ni kita
even
kena
though
database
there
baru.
is a 4
database baru.
attributes, not all belongs to the
Create dah dia. Create
departments.
database if not exist
Ingat
HR
tak?
tu.
Attributes mesti
Lepas tu
mempunyai
siap dah kan.
kaitan
Ada
dengan
database HR
entity-nya. Okay, all attributes must be related to the
copy coding
entity.
dalam
For the table
soalan
departments, you can
ada
see
dalam
that
coding.
only 2 is
Dekat auto
related to the
Yeah.
departments. Okay,
Upload dulu.
these 2 is not
Sakit gambar ni.
straightforwardly
Kira kalau aku nak buka ni
related
senang
to
kan
the
macam tengok.
department. So what it
Kena
is?
stop dulu
Actually,
kan aku.
this
Dah, tak payah.
is
Mustaq
the
MySQL.
foreign
Oh,
key.
start ni.
Dekat
Dah
admin.
Foreign key.
Ha.
Foreign key.
Apa ni?
Allow.
Okay.
Allow.
And
Dekat
if
SQL.
it is not related to this table department,
Sini muka dia
why
coding
it
ya.
is there?
Coding ada
Oh,
dalam
kau dia pada outer.
Why it is
Noted.
here, located here? Because there is a relationship between
Group activity lah.
this table
Indo.
and another
Video.
table.
Step 2.
For example,
Group activity
manager
ada.
ID.
Ada
Okay.
kat tu project.
Kat sini tak ada table manager pula.
Baca tak?
Ada location
Tiada.
ID
Dah.
pun
Alah, tak ada.
location ID. Because can you see this? Ada issue. Manager ID tak ada, sorry. So I use the other expression, manager ID. Because
kalau dia
there is
pembangunan
a
web apa?
relationship
Bukan.
between departments and location.
Asas
Then
keselamatan.
they connect this
Oh,
two.
rangkaian
Okay? So they
komunikasi.
connect these two location ID
Pekala data
and they
je
write
lah.
the location ID here.
Perkara
Sekejap.
data.
Jaya.
Find it.
Location ID is actually
Bodoh, mana
the
ni tengok.
primary
Tak boleh
key
kaca.
for
Ada
the
data.
location. When
That
it
one.
move to
Masih tak
other
mahu aku mengoh
tables,
lagi ni.
the primary key will be
Risau.
named as a foreign
Foreign key.
key. Foreign
Yes.
key. Foreign key.
Foreign key.
Okay.
Mana aku nak Microsoft aku dah amuk Kaki mata juga ada.
Sorry.
What the fuck is
Foreign
this?
key. Okay, now this is create table
mana kau
departments,
dia?
department ID, the first attributes,
Sagi.
department
Okay.
name.
Ada lagi.
Okay, tak nampak lah. Okay,
Eh,
department name.
Sekejap aku download mana ni? Kau aku download.
Okay, department ID integer for not null. Because department
yalah, aku
ID
download dalam WhatsApp.
they
data.
must be
Atas.
unique. So we
Mana
set
mu?
it as a not null. We do
yalah
not allow
dah,
the
yalah
null
dah, duduk
value
dah, yalah
to
dah.
be included in the
Nampak
department
tu project.
ID. So same goes to the
Ni
department name.
Ni kena nak apa?
It doesn't allow
Tu
the
sama
null
tadi.
value,
Aku download tadi.
and then
Oh.
the data type is
No, ni.
Wacha 30. Okay. Then manager ID INT6 and location ID INT4. And this is for us to acknowledge or to set the department ID as a primary key. Okay, so now Your HR table is empty. Your HR database is empty. Now we click
Create the
go.
table. Let's go.
Okay, so success. And then you check
bawah,
the HR. You will have
Oh, dah.
one table.
Ni lah kau
Tu-
dia.
Departments.
Create database mula.
Departments.
Okay.
Copy
Okay,
yang
can
ni.
you see?
Paste dekat tempat tadi.
Dah ada satu
Mana
table
dah
baru.
Google aku ni.
That is departments.
Ni
You
apa?
can click
Paste
structure
Back.
Lepas tu go.
to see what has
Go.
been entered
Enter.
using the
Go bawah tu.
SQL.
Mana
Kan ni.
aku?
Using the
Kan ni.
SQL.
Bawah kan ni.
So
Oh, wah,
two
kecil tau.
keywords
Create a database.
SQL
Lepas tu
now you
create
use,
table.
that is one is
Create table.
create database, create table.
Pergi dekat SQL
Betul
ni.
tak?
Oh,
So
sikit
this
balik.
ada dua keyword. Ya.
Kalau kita guna
coding
widget
dulu lah.
kita tak boleh displaykan dia punya SQL statement.
Coding bawah ya ni. Tu.
Macam tak boleh.
Tu sebab saya
Sebab dia dah tolong buatkan.
tu.
Ah.
Okey, dah.
Apa Ijat tanya?
Ha?
Tak ada, saya tanya tu.
Itulah. Kadang untuk ada
boleh.
beberapa operasi boleh nampak SQL dia. Ada tu kadang tak ada. Sebab dia dah tolong buatkan di belakang tabir. Faham
Okey, doktor.
So,
Macam mana kira apa?
pastikan saya tahu kalau guna wizard lagi cepat. Sebab
Ya,
lagi
betul.
mudah kan kita tinggal ni in
Ah.
je. Tapi for the sake of your
Arrow, no
examination, so
database.
I would
What the
suggest
fuck
you
is
to try juga SQL
database.
supaya awak tak menghafal lah.
Dah.
Maksudnya awak faham. Oh, macam ni cara nak tulis SQL dia. Okay?
Okey, doktor.
Alright.
Create table department.
Dah.
Okay,
Siap
sampai
dah
mana
dah.
tadi?
Trump untuk cap plus dekat HR. HR
Plus.
key tu. HR
Okay.
key.
Kiri. Ni.
Cap plus. Ada tu table department. Kita create dah.
Creating table. Okay, if there is any errors,
Pening
you
tau
need
tengok.
to fix it. Sometimes bila kita copy paste ni,
Awak.
kadang-kadang dia ada error. Maksudnya sometimes they do not recognize the font type, some hidden space. Kadang-kadang tu yang jadi masalah. Kadang benda ni betul pun, tapi ada sedikit lah error macam tu kena betulkan. And now you need to repeat the same step. That is create all table listed in table 1. Okay, sekarang apa yang awak kena buat adalah buat untuk semua ni.
Nak
tujuh
bagi
ni.
duit let dulu.
Itulah jadi assignment dia.
Tapi
Tujuh
buat
tu.
assignment.
Okay. Sekarang baru buat satu kan? Ni pergi sekarang buatkan yang lain lagi. Okay.
Habis dah kan dia?
Ya dah.
Dah.
Dia tak ada oyak pun habis.
So
Mati.
HR
Habis mu. Cirik
SQL.
Jadi assignment dia.
Kita cuba lagi satu. Awak kena buat semua Saya tunjuk contoh satu ni.
Oh ni. Because apa ni? Aku tutup dulu. Tak hati yang
Aku
agak.
pun tak buat lagi. Aku dah
Ni
ajar
lagi
lagi.
mudah sekiranya awak guna yang
Dah.
ni. Sorry.
Buat lalu bila due date?
Dekat table tu tak nampak
5 hari.
Lebih mudah awak
Ah, kena buat tu.
dulu.
Hari ni lah saya boleh main game. Malam ni boleh main game.
Makin
this
jaga
one.
ti.
Dia dah ada data type dia.
Penat
Betul kan?
tadi.
Okay. Saya ambil yang sikit lah.
Screenshot kau.
Tahu kau.
Selu rasa kalau letak aku. Banyak
Okay.
order running kan. Rank kat 20 gig dah.
Okay, the jobs. Ya.
Ni project instruction.
Okay, my-
Group. Project proposal.
My
Report
student.
video. Kena buat video Oh, dia tak ada present dia.
Kalau tak video dah present. Skala lah.
Okay.
Kalau aku jadi media aku tak dah nak ya. Okay.
Bodoh lah dia dengar kecek boleh-boleh. Menaikkan anak you buat gege. Gua jadi.
Itulah lah.
Ambil air mata.
Baik.
Tender tak ambil lagi
Tahu.
Ambil peti hari bodoh ni.
Saya tak tahu awak dah ambil belum.
Ambil peti hari lagi. Tender tadi lagi.
Ah.
Tak apa, boleh ayak pula ni.
Aku pun tahu aku ambil dia lagi. Sebab aku scan dia bagi tadi.
Aku
Tak pergi ke tu.
ada ya, yang ambil peti pagi depan ni. Aku dah scan. Ingat ke semua ambil dah. Aduh. Sistem bekalan data, kecerdasan buatan.
Mana
Pembangunan
budak Malaysia.
itu ataupun taraf
Create table.
banyaknya lah coding sini. Sini set coding.
Tahu kot ni kira coding ada je bukan coding benar. HTML pun bukan coding. Command.
Command.
Create table job. 3 doktor.
Atas senyap boleh.
Dia tengah buat coding. Lambat lagi. Aku record. Tu lah. Tak tahu asal Malaysia panas lagi. Oh, doktor dah go. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Nice.
Kecerdasan buatan ni subjek apa?
Anggota AI.
Oh, ya. Lucu bunyi.
Min salary. Max salary.
Susah file dah.
Ni lah, dia buat ni latihan ke?
Tahu ke aku.
Ndak ayah nak tunjuk tu aku ada dah dalam isu apa data sistem pangkalan data. Buat pangkalan data saja, panjat dah nama dia. Rename. I want to rename this bitch. Data. Pangkalan data. AI.
Labor employee.
Keselamatan maklumat.
IT. Untuk ni. IT not null 6. First name. Baca 20. Nice.
Balik lah. Hmm. Table employee. First name.
Email.
First name.
Dekat. tu lah coding ya daripada PS Office bangun aku tengok tab banyak-banyak tak boleh aku. Serabut kepala kelih.
Gelak
Paling
video.
terpaling patai kelih banyak-banyak tab.
Baik, nak tengok.
Okay, now I create 3 tables. Okay, so hope you can finish another 4 tables. Okay, the
Siap
rest
kau?
location, job,
Oh,
history, and
dah
so
saya
on.
siap dah.
There is a error here. This is actually a decimal. Okay, decimal. Integer
Commission.
cannot do this like this. The
Commission.
integer with decimal
Commission.
point cannot be allowed under the int. So
Oh,
you can
it's
change. You can use the decimal. Decimal.
decimal.
Okay.
Araso.
So
Sekejap asal aku dengar otai.
now you already create a HR database,
Mak kena aim.
and then
Tahu.
currently
Aku
working
dah
on
otak aku
Aku buka
delete dah.
Twitch.
creation of tables. Okay, the tables.
Aku bunyi
So
dia tengah
I
buy
proceed.
dekat secret shop.
How do you can see the table structure? Again, you can check it
Gila
using
main
the
otak ngegam nak dah
structure.
mu ni.
Duh,
Okay.
aku buka
You
Twitch
can
tu.
use the structure to see what has been
Aku twist aku tak buat auto
set
open
for
sekarang.
each table.
Ya, aku
You can close
tadi
this, for
tengah
example.
buka waktu aku tengok tutup.
Dah tengok detik. Switch ni kalau tekan pakar saja tak boleh kot dia kena
Okay.
tutup.
And the jobs.
Mana? Kalau aku pergi kat ni kat atas
Then
manager tu.
next,
Oh, moyan gitu.
okay.
Oh,
I also
kayak
provide you
gitu.
some notes. What is actually the default?
Aku
What
tekan
is a
pakar
null,
macam dia
primary
bunyi lagi
key,
kayak
and
kau ya.
then auto increment,
Bunyi lagi
and
dia pakar.
also
Tak.
unique. But only some of the
Aku
features
bunyi
is
dah pakar.
used.
Macam
Then we
aku
have also
buka
the
polis kau
data
Discord lah. Kalau aku pakar pun
Ah.
macam
types here.
boleh kecek lagi.
Sudah mah.
Okay. Next,
Aku kena
if you
berhati-hati
want
lah.
to delete all the table set, you can use
Service
the
letter boleh dah.
table name. You can try
Agak boleh
drop
ayo
table
buka.
name.
Dah memang semua aku
And
letak
if you
baru dah.
change
Oh,
drop
sebab tu.
database name, then the whole database will be
Ada.
removed.
Abang aku nak beli letak
Okay,
baru.
so
Nah,
please
tak.
use it wisely lah for the
Mesti letak
deletion.
gaming. Lepas tu dia nyuruh kat aku. Nanti habis celaka tu.
The next part is to update the tables. In SQL, we use alter. Okay, the
Ni aku
name, the function name is alter
Betul,
to
betul.
update
Cik
the
mata bila
table.
gelap.
To update
Mana
the
Panah
table.
dah.
Tu lah bukan lampu kau panah.
Aku
Using
macam
this,
nguak
remember
serah.
that we already
Kalau
Aduh,
aku
jumpa.
kalau aku ayat ni
identify
muat
some
dah meh. Terus ni
primary
mana?
key. So for the
Kau, ayah?
foreign key,
Lanjut
we
tahu
do
dah.
not have
Aku pakai
any
boxer aja, bodoh
identification. For
lagi.
example, I go back to the table
Aku pun
departments.
separuh
Okay,
bogek.
see the
Kalau
structure,
okey wah.
and for the primary key, because
Tak
previously
boleh bagi
you
tu
create
sebab ada yang masuk bilik tu.
you write
Ada mak aku
like
masuk.
this, you write the primary key,
Anak
department
kau
ID,
tak
for
apa ni
example,
belajar
and
oh.
they have the indication with key here. But how about the foreign
Kena pula
key?
tak
There is no
timing tengok
indication that this
anime.
is a
Malah ya
key
tu.
value.
Bunyi
Yeah,
pun.
so
Iyok
T
bunyi.
exists. So you need to use this
Ada
okay,
yang bunyi
to
dah
alter
apa.
the table department. Okay, so you can copy and then paste, or you can write
You
by
can copy
your
mah.
own. Okay, I go back, click on the departments, and then
Ya
go
kejap
to
tak
the
berhasil. Sisi
SQL
ada ke ni?
to remove
Dah
the
Ada.
string
assistant pagi tadi.
and write
Oh,
down
dah
the
dah ada.
alter.
Ni kita je ni.
Ni PAK kita sebab.
Label
Nama kita.
departments.
Bang betul dulu.
Okay, you can use the wizard
Pagi tadi 20 lebih tak
here to
amal
help
siap.
you add
3 bulan ni adik.
constraint.
Aku rasa.
Constraint.
Tak
Yeah.
amali
We name it as a constraint. The constraint is for us to make sure
saya tak ambil
that
lagi dah
the
macam dia.
correct input can
PAK
be
kita aja ya dah. Parik.
saved in the specific column. For example,
Pasal ucap.
Siapa baca doa dia? Saya bagi jejaka dulu Oh, banyak jejaka ni.
Identify
Muhammad Faris? Baru
department
saja.
ID as
Faris ya, aku tahu dah
that is
kata
one
babi tu
code
lagi
for them.
kata ni.
In
Lagi.
case
Tak
that
suka.
we
Muhammad
must
Faris.
enter the primary key
Oh,
for
musnyak
every
tu.
unit
Tak, dia tak mahu
value.
tak tahu.
So
Dia
whenever
panggil
the
lain pun.
department
Aku
ID is
macam.
unique,
Firdaus.
so the value
Firdaus.
inside it must
Panggil
be
Firdaus. Beres lagi.
unique and cannot
Senyap
be
kok panggil Amir.
duplicated
Aku tahu dah
or
memang tak
can
nyawa
be
lah.
a null value. So this is what
Atas sekali mana ya?
situation under the constraint.
Aku
So
faham
at
ni. Aku tahu
constraint
dah ni. Aku
for
dah
foreign
panik. Tak kira baca
key.
orang lain.
So for foreign key,
Dua.
location
Setiap kali
ID,
doktor.
we want
Doktor.
to
Dahulu ke atas doktor. Siapa suruh masuk
we
awal?
want the ZEM to
Ah.
understand. We want
Aku
to
kayak Allahumma barik
we
lana
want the
sani ya.
my PhD admin to recognize that location
Ah,
ID
dia
is
boleh
a
ketik nama aku
foreign
duduk
key.
jambil.
So we put the constraint
Cik,
there.
cik.
The
Kau
reference
kalau
is
tak duduk jam tak
the
buka kau.
reference is
Tahu
list
aku
in
tahu
departments.
dah.
We want them to know that the location
Okey,
ID
random kamu.
in the table departments is a foreign
Ramai
key.
jaka.
Aku pagi-pagi malah nak pakai headset.
Department ID.
Aku pun
Okay.
aku dulu tahu-tahu
So until
jejaka
this
lelaki
part, reference
Jaka
on
ramai macam dah oh beres.
we
Oh,
make
Muhammad
class
Faris.
Kamu Farid mula selok dah aku.
on
Jom pun je nama aku.
Ya weh,
Selamat.
ya Allah. Baru nak dengar baca doa.
Lawi dengar aku baca doa berair ya.
Jodoh
Means
nak.
that
Kalau
whenever
dekat saya ni, dekat saya ni lah.
there is
Aku
some
nombor berapa?
deletion or update
Sekejap.
for this
M
ID, department
Betul.
ID,
So,
Ya.
so
Jauh
all
ke?
related
Boleh.
files, so all related key in the
Tujuh.
Mama
database
Farid,
must be
ya.
updated also, or must be
Satu tiga
deleted.
empat lima enam
Maksudnya bukan
tujuh.
dia delete di table
tujuh.
department saja, di table
Kali
yang
atas.
Nama Naim ni ke? Dia tak rasa sebab N kes kalau tina note. Ya, punya amal dasar Naim.
So
Kita
I go back
KL.
to the structure. Okay, now can you see this
Dia tu
key?
NA kau
The
NA ya.
gray key. So it indicate that the location ID is
Ya, sebab lepas
foreign
N tu
key.
tak ada lah
So
semua tu
whenever
pun
it is updated or deleted in this table or other table, then all must be
Itu yang tadi dia fikir tu.
or deleted.
Dia dah
anak
masa
aku
depan.
ni.
Masa depan aku masuk Google Meet aku rasa nanti ada Google Meet platform.
Aku
So this is the update function.
dah risau dah rendah lagi aku dendeng dengan abah aku.
So this is the
Biasa wajib aku duduk depan sekali.
Super
then the last
Wajib
activity
dia depan
is
whiteboard.
insert
Aku akan
data
duduk
into the
list kedua,
tables. Now
tak
all
pun
your
ketiga
tables
lah.
contain
Aku memang
empty
depan sekali.
value.
kata.
So you want to
PSO, PSR,
update the
SPM ke PMR kau semua
table
duduk depan sekali.
by
Aku memang
inserting
dua,
the
tiga
data
semua.
into it. Okay. For example
Lepas
here,
tu aku
insert
ingat
one
Kabi yang masuk
record
sini kena
into the table department. So we
Ada
go
orang
to
nak
table
motor nama
departments
motor.
and then click
Dia nak motor.
SQL. Okay, remove this
Tadi pakai tadi
SQL
tiba-tiba potong.
and then
Macam mana doktor
insert
tu?
Dia baca bawah dulu.
Dia skrus-skrus sebab
into
nama M Muhammad ke common jatuh lah kau buat dekat dia ha.
departments.
Dah ya.
Which column? Which attributes we
tengah-tengah.
want to insert? We want to insert into the table department ID.
Dia
and
nama
also
Naim dia
department
selamat je. M
name.
tu dia tak rasa dah banyak yo. M ada 2 3 4 orang jatuh M ni.
The
Cak ada,
values
Izani ada.
with the
Dah sekali
values
panggil
of
mesti satu.
example 001 because this is integer.
Ingat jatuh.
Baca.
Aku nak bikin baca doa ke apa
Aku baca doa kalau rendah tu.
Tak, aku syukur internet. Doa ke apa nak buka malam.
So
Ahmed tu.
one record is inserted into the table
Muhammadin ni Fiman Hadai. Aku tengok.
department.
Baik.
Can you see? One table. Sorry, one record is inserted.
Bukan ayat tu
Mana
ni.
kasum tu je.
Now I want to add another two.
Ada mu pemalas kita try ni dah. Nawai tu kau mau ni. Ada tu. Nice tu. Ni mesti raya ni.
Baca kod Melayu je. Lepas tu kalau dia tanya buat apa pasal kod Melayu, ya tu have.
Saya pun faham saya minta doa ke apa. Oh ya. Sebut
Kalau ni saya tak
anggal-anggal
boleh
lah.
pun. Itu. Aduh, doktor pandai kau. Kecip aku random buat tu.
Tu lah. Nama mula-mula memang aku slot gila babi tu lah.
Dah dah masuk tu senyap dulu. Aku kelihatan dah lambat sangat.
Tu lah.
Lu slot
Sejak
bodoh.
pagi tu aku pun duk main tepung.
Kita tu SP
Doktor tu cacah lah letak tu doktor. Nak habis bateri.
Mana? Weh, tadi masa masuk penuh lagi. Cepat.
Kong kot. Aku pun gitu bateri aku. Tak pes lah dah dengan ni charger. Apalah. Laptop 4 tahun dah aku tak kisah dah.
Okay.
Laptop baru beli
So
pecah.
now we have a 3
Lagi-lagi beli dengan duit dari
data in it.
Yeah.
So you can copy and this is your assignment. You can go to the assignment. Okay, and then paste it.
Oh ni kau saya
Oh,
bentuk.
lepas ni kau.
Okay, data. And do it for all.
Screenshot.
Okay, so this is
Banyak
the
bodoh.
number 2 lab assignment. Provide your name and street number.
Serap banyak
and
kotak ni
then
saat ni.
Give a SQL statement.
Aku
So
tak
for
silap
the
aku.
last one, it's
Aku
a
tak silap
general syntax. General syntax. So you you do not need to provide specific name.
Jawabnya
So
itu.
Delete banyak
down
kotak tinggal
database.
Kalau tu tahu kotak saja ni ya doktor.
Create
Mungkin saya terdelete je kot doktor. Maafkan
Ada
saya doktor.
5, 12 tambah 7,
Database
19 kotak semua.
For example like this.
Oh,
Create
okay.
19 kotak semua.
table name. Just the
Apa ni?
general
SQL
syntax.
Okay.
Then for the task 2, copy the SQL statement that you have successfully written and executed in PHP-MyAdmin to build all the table for HR database.
Oh,
Contohnya, for example,
Kalau ni kan dua.
this is
Copy ni lah, hok mau execute dalam SQL dia.
Oh, ambil ni saja. Body ni saja.
Kalau hok task 1 tu mau syntax ya.
Syntax dia.
Ha.
Wah,
contoh macam ni lah.
kalau ni okey ni.
Atas syntax, tengah hok mau execute, bawah screenshot.
Okay.
Rasa
So this is for your assignment number 2.
Berapa?
project.
Okay.
Aku tahu projek.
Projek 2 minggu lagi kena
questions
submit
so far?
proposal. Ikutlah minggu hari 1 maaf ni boleh.
Kita nak buat apa? Kau nak ambil jin tu balik?
Dah aku ambil jin tu balik boleh pun lah ya.
So you
Banyak
can
tak.
follow.
Kalau kau sikit kepala.
Ya tak tu pun tak cara pun.
Alright. So I think that is the activity for the lab exercise number 2. You can finish up the task. Okay. If you can finish during this time, so you can finish and submit the assignment. Because please do not hesitate to submit lah. Jangan tunggu lengah, nanti takut banyak lagi kerja tak.
Dengar tu Danish.
Okay, so with that, I shall close, dismiss the discussion, but I will remain in the group. Okay, thank you and Assalamualaikum. I will open again the attendance. Okay.
Oh ya ya. Aku nak live dah. Aku nak jadi orang tamu live. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Oh, gila wah. Udah.
Orang tamu pada mangga.
Aku tahu aku scan dari attendance.
Lu dia anak kedua.
Ah,
Habis dah.
dah.
Nak hari ketiga nak